What's up, everybody? Today we are chatting with Stephanie Arcila, a powerhouse actor and storyteller. You've seen her lighting up your screen in show after show. And if you've seen her, you know she does not just play a role. She takes over the scene.
But it's always really cool to be able to speak in my first language, even though most people are like, how? Weren't you born in the U.S.? The people in Colombia sometimes will be like, oh, no, but you were born in the U.S., or you're a gringa. And I'm like, but I don't feel like a gringa.
She is on a journey of rediscovering peace and taking up space, as are we all. So, let's get into it. Peace.
Music has been such a huge part of my life since I was little. I grew up in a Latina household.
Playing it, listening to it, dancing to it, all of the above?
All the time.
You play
it? I played the trumpet at one point. I used to pretend to play it in school. My mom forced me to be in it.
Cool.
But because it's been such a huge part of my life, and like I wake up, I play music. I clean my space, I play music. I drive, I play music. Everything. I've been practicing just being in silence. Yeah.
So silence is the unknown for you.
It's part of the unknown. It's part of the industry I'm in is, there's so much unknown, right? Because there's so much, one time you'll be working and then all of a sudden you're not working for such a long time. So I'm learning to hold and hug that side.
And what is the silence bringing up?
I think I just, I guess it's not being, music influences so much of our emotions, right?
Yeah.
But
you ever watch a movie without sound? It's weird.
Yeah. So if you don't have it, what comes up? Like, what are you getting to know about yourself? Like, what is this version of me now, after working for 4 years straight, and now I'm back in LA and kind of feel like a new kid in school.
Yeah.
Getting to know LA in a different way in this phase of my life.
And so what were you working on for people who don't know?
I was on a show called Fire Country I was in Canada for 4 years, but we did 3 seasons and now they're on the 4th season.
What's the difference between Canada and here?
The number one difference for this tropical woman is the cold. Yeah. For me. And the sun. I've lived in sun my whole life. I don't know what it is to not have sun. And everybody talked about seasonal depression and all these things and all these tricks and
vitamins. Did you have seasonal depression, you think?
I did, for sure.
For real?
For sure, I did. It hits you like a truck. People talk about it and you're like, what is this? It's just,
Did you buy a light? What'd you do? Did you get the vitamins?
I did. I bought all the vitamins. I bought all the CBD drinks to calm my nervous system. I bought vitamin D, saffron for moods, any CBD drink that was just like, okay, calm down, Stephanie. Everything is good. There's just no sun. It's okay.
And you bought the light?
I did. I bought so many lights. Portable ones, travel ones, at-home ones, all of them.
And what is the idea? You just put it like on your desk and somehow it's giving you sun?
It gives you vitamin D. It also has other benefits to it that I'm sure people will love too, which is like beauty stuff and pain as well with your joints and tendons and things. But I learned a lot. And I still use it even though now I live in the sun again.
You're from Miami?
Yeah. Born and raised.
That's a lot of sun.
A lot. I love it.
Are you Cuban? Is that a terrible assumption?
It is a terrible assumption, but it's not that terrible because Cubans are great too, right? But I get it. That's the first thing that everybody always tells me. No, I'm first generation. My mom is Peruvian and my dad is Colombian.
Hey, my mom's Colombian.
Yeah?
We're in Colombia.
My dad is from La Eje Cafetera in Armenia.
Cool. I only know. My mom's from Medellin, so I've been there in Bogota.
Okay. My parents live there.
Cool. They live there now?
Yeah. Yeah, they moved back.
Yo, my parents are thinking about doing that. I took them for my birthday last year, and they came home. So my mom became an American citizen. She had to give up her passport. That was just the agreement at the time. And so now, as soon as we went on this trip together, she was like, they fell in love. They were just like having the time of their life. They would get up early, and we were all staying in an Airbnb together, and they would get up early and go for walks, and they just like were having the time of their life. And now they're working on moving there.
To Medellin.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's called the land of eternal spring.
Yeah.
La ciudad de la eterna primavera. It's spring all year long. It's beautiful.
And so how long have they been there?
They have been there now, I think maybe 5, going on 6 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You go out a lot?
Yeah, I try. We meet a lot. My brother lives in Orlando, so we meet a lot there because he has kids. Yeah.
Middle ground.
Yeah, but I try and go as much as I can. I love it. It's like a big hug when I get there culturally.
Tell us about that. What is it? I kind of feel it, but what is it that's a hug about our cultures and our people? Yeah.
I think, I don't know. People think it's so weird because Spanish is my first language, first off, because I'm first generation, and my mom was of that mentality of like, you're going to learn it in school anyway, so you're going to speak Spanish here no matter what and do your homework in Spanish too. Wow. So, and in Miami, everybody speaks Spanish. But I think because I was raised in such a Latin household, when I go back to Colombia, I'm like, ooh, this is what kind of home it feels like. You know, it's the heat, the food, the people, the
nice.
Buenos días, buenas tardes.
Yeah.
En qué le puedo servir, en qué le puedo ayudar. Like everything is, the culture of it is to be of service to everybody, and like everybody lifts each other up. And I remember when my parents first moved there, I was like, let me go check out what kind of friends you have and who you're hanging out with, you know? Like, I felt like a parent. Like, the roles had switched. And I had so much peace. And it was so beautiful because I got there and their friends would randomly drop by and bring them a basket of fruit. Bring them, you know, extra trimmings from their flowers or gardens. And now they go out every single weekend to different parts of Colombia, to fincas and other places, and explore, and they're living. They're alive. Like, they're living life. They're not just being. They're living.
Tell me more about this. Amen to living and not being. Tell me more about this culture of service. I think I resonate with it. I understand it, but I want to hear more. On my way here to the studio this morning, I said this little prayer out loud. I said, I want to pray for others significantly more than I pray for myself. Like, I want to serve others because I've kind of gotten so many things that I've wanted in this life. Like, I'm good, you know, and so how can I show up for people? That seems to be the new ethos in me. That's the way you want to embrace the unknown. I'm trying to learn what it is to serve in that way. And so what does the service feel like to you, or what is it? Yeah.
I think, at least for me and for how I was raised and watching my mom be such a host, it's so innate in me, right? But she's a host everywhere she goes. She's just a natural nurturer. And I think there's a balance between that, a healthy and an unhealthy balance between that, right? Because there's the part of you that wants to problem solve everything and make sure everybody is okay, and you kind of just get left in the back seat because you're doing that to yourself. And then there's the part where, okay, this is how much I have today. You know, this is the percentage that I have today, and I can show up. But these are other small ways. And I think in that realization, we think even when we're not giving enough, right? That when we're giving a little bit, that it's not a lot, but it is a lot, because that's how we were raised to do. It's innate in us to be like, hey, do you need anything? If a friend calls, right? I had a friend the other day. I had some like anxiety, and she just showed up to my door and just hugged me. She just gave me a big hug, and she knew without me telling her.
How beautiful.
Here in LA. But she knew without me saying anything. And she's like, hey, amiga, how are you doing? And I'm like, what are you? And she's like, come here. And she just held me and was like, can we just breathe together? And I was like, this is, you know, those are the small things. Like, I don't need anything in my life. Like, I have a roof over my head. You know, I can feed myself, all of these things, you know, the basic needs of humanity I get. But those, people that fill your cup in that way, or that you can, hold space for, or be selfless in a non-judgmental way, because we're human, we're not robots, and who are we to judge,
Someone showing up to the door for just a hug is sick.
I know, but then I think
it's
about
beautiful.
it. I tell her that, and she's like, you do that. She's like, why shouldn't you have it reciprocated? I remember the other day she mentioned to me, she's like, I have a super high standard for my next partner. And I'm like, okay, tell me about it. And she was like, well, yeah, if all my friends in my life show up the way they do, why shouldn't my partner? Like, why would I lower my standards when I have such incredible community around me that uplifts me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's this from? We got to get him in here.
Right? Audrey, I love you.
we got to get him in here for hugs. I was chatting with my therapist the other day. This sentence you just said about, like, I have a roof over my head. I have food. I have all these basic needs.
Yeah.
And I was chatting and I said, I don't know why I feel this way. I was feeling like just ick, And I said, I don't know why I feel this way. Everything's good. Like, I don't have it. Nothing's wrong. Like, everything's good. Why do I feel this way? And they said, my therapist said, wow, that must really suck that you feel the way and you don't want to feel the way you're feeling. Like, you get to, we don't have to question, we don't have to feel bad for the things we have, the basic needs, and then we don't have to make ourselves feel worse for feeling worse about, it's just this like cycle of compounded, I feel bad. How can we give that hug when we don't have the friend to give us the hug? And I think a lot of people experience this. Something just doesn't feel right. And they are like, but I shouldn't not feel right.
Yeah.
I'm not in Gaza. I'm not here. Instead of just like, this is how I feel.
And that's okay.
And so how do we give ourselves that hug,
giving
that
yourself
service,
the
that
space.
generosity?
Yeah. I mean, this is a city where I think a lot of people, just by being here, have to learn to do that for themselves, because you're far away from family. Like, I think I have one brother in the United States. Everybody else is outside, and I live on the other side. And I think, I don't know, for me, in those moments, I remember thinking, wow, okay, I can phone someone, but of having like someone physical in front of you, someone that you love, someone that, cares, is different. But that someone is always going to be you too at the end of the day. That someone, we are our own babies that take care of ourselves, right? I think about my friend's son sometimes and how he questions me, and he's like, why do I have to do this? I was like, you don't have to, but it'll make you feel good later, But, and I'm like, okay, when I don't feel like doing something, I think about him. And I'm like, because I want what's best for him, and I want him to be okay. And I want him, even though he's doing all these things that he maybe can't stand in the moment. But I'm like, okay, it's okay to do the hard things. I'm my baby. I'm taking care of me. Do the hard things, even if you're doing them while you're crying through them.
I like thinking of us as still babies.
Yeah.
In a way. Sometimes I say, like, it feels better for me to be a blob than a fixed thing. Like, to be a fixed thing is like all this work. I got to keep all the lines in place, the foundation. But to be a blob is like, I can really just be anything.
Hello.
Like, and you're flowing. Yeah. Like the blob is feeling this way. Now the blob is feeling this way.
Yeah.
That embracing that baby in us that like never really grew up. Wasn't that what they say? Like most people are operating just from that, like, those first couple of years.
There's such pivotal moments from the minute that you're born to 7 is where all of like the biggest traumas get really like instilled in your body, and your neurons get like fixated on certain things, and those moments are so pivotal for kids. So most of the time, like, all of our reactions are from our child and what we didn't, quote unquote, receive, what we didn't, and now that we're adults, we have to take care of that baby and hug it and hold it and know that it's okay. Because even if we don't know what's going on, right? Those feelings that were like, why am I feeling like this? What is this? The other day, I felt that way. And I talked to my therapist about it. And I was like, why does it feel so shitty? Like, what is this? I don't want to feel like this. And I realized I had set like a very firm boundary with someone. And I'm like, oh. And we came to the conclusion of, wow, you know, there's lots of things that first generation you have to like gear and guide and see and realize when you get older. And I'm like, okay, I came from like a household of people trying their hardest and trying to make it. And there were like no boundaries because it was just go, 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 go. And yeah, that gave me my worth ethic that I have now. And I want to go, go, go. But sometimes it's okay to not and just to be and to give up or to just, and it's not even giving up, it's surrendering, right? So I think I was like, oh, I didn't set boundaries when I was younger. That's why it doesn't feel great. Okay, this is that Stephanie. I can hold that Stephanie.
Even the right thing we do can feel awkward if it's not in our body yet. If we don't have a relationship with it.
Yeah.
Like what you said to your friend's kid, right? Like it doesn't feel good now, but it'll feel good later.
Yeah.
And trusting that. Okay, so you're a baby in Miami, and how do we get to LA or loving acting or what's that journey?
My dad was in the industry for many, many years. He was a producer. And I grew up in the studios. And my mom said she would take me. And I was at like 6 years old, and I'd want to go to hair and makeup. And then I'd want to go to set. And that she'd put a chair in the corner so that I can watch at 6. And she'd come back in an hour later, and I'd shoo her away. And she's like, I've never seen a 6-year-old just be quiet on set and enamored with this. So I think I've always known that I've wanted to do it, which I know is a blessing and a gift because I know that a lot of us don't have that, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, or this is what, and that evolves and grows too. But my parents, because they were in the industry, didn't want me in it. And today, hoy en día, I understand why and what they were trying to protect.
Which was what? If you're willing to share.
It's just, I always tell people younger people, when they ask me, hey, can you give me some advice? Can you this? And like the first thing I always say is, if you don't love it, don't do it. Like you have to absolutely love this industry to be in it, because there are way too many politics that go into it. There are way too many no's. There are way too many, so many things that continuously test your boundaries and who you are and your self-esteem, everything, and there's so many factors that go into just getting a job that has nothing to do with you being great or not. So I think they just wanted to kind of protect me from all of that, because they've been in it. They know what it is.
But you can't protect, I mean, maybe you can protect, but I feel like we're always going to touch the hot stove, or we always, if it's like self-help books worked, or they wouldn't be $1 billion industry because you would read it and you would not walk in the hole. But somehow we always have to walk in the hole, and we always have to be the ones who kind of pull ourselves out. Yeah. Like it just seems to be the way. We need to touch the hot stove. We need to feel the hurt.
The duality.
I think that's our journey, is we have to have the feeling. Yeah. Yeah. To really know it. Yeah. You can be told a million times, but until you know it.
Once you know, you know. Yeah. Once you know, you know.
Ignorance is bliss until you tasted bliss, and then the rest is just ignorance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you know.
Now I know. Now I know. I still love it so much. I think that LA was such a fast, crazy move, because I remember I was going to sign a lease for an apartment across the beach in Miami, and I had the pen in hand and was about to sign the lease, and my mom called me, and she was like, Steph, why don't you just move to LA like you've always wanted to, instead of wasting all that money?
Pen in hand?
Yes. And I was like, Why didn't I think of this?
How many years ago was this?
This was now 12, 13.
13 years ago.
Yeah.
Pen in hand, Miami Beach. Gonna
Yeah.
be in Miami.
An
girl.
apartment. Yeah. And I was like, you're right. And I hung up. And I looked at the realtor and I was like, I'm so sorry. I can't sign this. I got a job in another country.
You lied.
Yes. I lied. My people pleasing
That's amazing.
in that moment. It felt so horrible telling her just no. I had to have something that comforted me and her.
So you were acting like that phone call
Maybe
was the
I was
job?
manifesting my future
Yeah.
job, okay,
That's so
Christopher? But I didn't sign it. I moved back in with
I
my
hope
parents.
she listens to this and she's like, she did not get a job in another country.
Eventually, I did. But I didn't sign it. I left. I moved back in with my parents, and I was bartending. I had already started in like the telenovela world and done stuff there.
In Espanol.
Uh-huh. And I remember, I think it was like 3 weeks later, I was in LA. I called, shipped my car up, and came to LA, moved in with some theater people that I had met in Miami that were also moving here for 1 year. Never had roommates again after that. And found a bartending job. I moved to North Hollywood when I first moved to LA. Got a bartending job and just went and just go. If I wasn't auditioning, I was helping a friend with an audition. If I wasn't working out, I was going to class. If I wasn't going to class, I was studying for an audition. If I wasn't doing that, it was just go. That's why I feel like now I'm starting to get to know LA for the first time. So, yeah, and little by little.
Hey, I'm Allison Stoner. Yes, that former Disney Channel child actor. After surviving 2 decades in Hollywood, I became a mental health practitioner, and now it's time I spill the tea on the toddler to train wreck pipeline of child stars. Semi-Well-Adjusted Despite Literally Everything is my debut memoir. It's very raw, semi-funny, semi-heartbreaking, and it's a call for healing and reform. Yes, I name names. Get your book of the summer, Semi-Well-Adjusted Despite Literally Everything, read by me, wherever you listen to audiobooks.
What are you loving about LA? Are you?
I do. I love the sun. I think what I've always loved about LA is that this is a city that everybody comes to for a dream. So it has a different special magic. Everybody comes to elevate themselves, to be better, hopefully, right? Like most people, I think. I remember coming here and I was like, okay, I'm going to bartend. This is the plan. I'm going to bartend. Because in Miami, you make really good money bartending. A good night here in LA is a slow night in Miami.
Really?
Yes.
What's a good night in Miami?
A good night in Miami, I remember I would make, depending on what day of the week, but it could range from like $600 to $1,200 a night.
Nice.
Yeah, I would be like, great.
Yeah.
Save a bunch of money. Go. I didn't save all that money. I should have. But yeah, and I bartended, and I would always tell my jobs, this is how much I can bartend. Because and I'm an actress and I have auditions. So I would love to still have my job if I book a job, and that way I come back and still bartend. And thankfully, the majority of them said yeah.
I feel like in this town they're prepared.
Kind of.
Prepared.
Yeah, but I know a lot of places that also don't like to hire actors because they want somebody more long term. But it's LA. You can't not. Everybody's a dancer, a musician, and some type of artist.
That's great. And then you're done bartending, and then that's it.
I stopped bartending. I don't think a lot of people know, because I remember I'd text my friends and I'd be like, I'm working. And they're like, of course you are, Steph. They're so beautiful. They thought I was working on set. And I'm like, no, I'm bartending. And when I would have a job, I wouldn't say I was working. I'm like, no, I'm not working today, because it doesn't feel like work to me. So
Acting doesn't feel like work.
No. It is work, but it doesn't feel like it because I enjoy it so much. Yeah. So I booked the Fire Country pilot. I had just done it. I wasn't going to do the audition. I had just tested for another show, and I had to go bartend. And I was like, I told my friend, I was like, I'm exhausted. Like, this is not, no, it's fine. Like, if it's meant to be, it'll be meant to be. But I am, like, I've been working all day, and now I have to go bartend till 2 a.m. And he's like, hold on, Steph, let me see this. He's like, you can do this with your eyes closed. Let's just do it real quick. I was like, okay, fine. And I did it. And I got the call back.
Like the homie hooked you up.
Yes. So thanks for friends like that. Yeah. But I did the pilot, and I came back, and I was like, I'm just going to quit.
Cool.
I don't know if it'll get picked up, but I'll figure it out afterwards. And I did, and it got picked up, and I never bartended again.
And now you're here.
And now I'm here.
What was your best signature cocktail?
Ooh, I was a really good bartender. I am a really good bartender. It depends on my mood, like what I like making. I love making old fashions because it's soothing to me. The process of making an old fashioned.
Some meditative quality to
yes, the stirring, the aromatic part of it with the orange peel, all of it, the bitters. It's very meditative.
You're like you're like a real bartender.
Yes, I'm a real bartender. I bartended in Miami, LA. Yeah.
Do you go to Miami a lot?
Not too much, no. I don't really have family there anymore.
Because the brother's in Orlando.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to.
Yeah. I mean, I have a couple friends there that I go visit every once in a while. If I'm going to Orlando, I'll make sure I make like a pit stop.
Yeah, my parents are in Miami, and I think it's singular. Like,
There's
nothing like it.
It's hard to explain, right?
I'm not sure it's even... And the Miami that I think people visit is not the Miami I think of. I think of like the Miami where if you don't speak Spanish, you're at a disadvantage.
Yes.
Like, I think about that, the way the sort of Cuban culture or Latin, that cafecito culture has stayed alive, a ventana, like that whole thing is amazing.
The music, the dance. Like, I can go dancing any day of the week in Miami.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
In a world also where, like, I love a good coffee and, we go downstairs to this place and they charge you $7.50. Like, I can still get an incredible cup of coffee for $1.
Yes.
Miami. Like, the way they've kept to that is amazing.
It is. Like, from this street to this street, all the Argentinians live. In this city, all the Colombians, all the Venezuelans, the Colombians, the Haitians, the Peruvians, everything.
Little freaking Latin America, like.
I saw an interview recently where someone was like, how does it feel, that you were born in Miami? Like, how does it feel to be a part of Florida? And he was like, I was born in Dade County, like Miami, Dade County. And she's like, no, but it's in Florida. He goes, no, Miami is in Dade County. It is not. No, Miami is. And she goes, no, but it's. And she's like, Miami is in Dade County. It's its own bubble.
It's not Florida.
It
is, but it's not.
Yes.
Like, yes, I understand that sentiment completely.
I didn't realize. I mean, now I'm good, but I didn't realize how bad my English was until I moved to LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because of, and I still there's still things. Where
the slang out there is crazy, and then the Miami accent and the whole.
And all you speak is Spanish.
Yeah.
So even with my teachers, sometimes it just be Spanish. So teachers, customers, everything. So. Yeah, I moved to LA and found out that I was saying a lot of words wrong. And I was like, and people were like, wait, but weren't you born in the U.S.? And I was like, I was born in Miami.
You have a word you remember?
What is the word which I heard a friend say it wrong the other day too, and she lived in Miami. What was it? It'll come to me. In the middle of this, it'll come to me.
I want to know. It's a Miami word then.
No, it's not. I think it's just frustrated.
Frustrated is the word?
Yes.
But how are y'all saying it?
I think people say frustrated.
Frustrated.
Yes. Always frustrated. And
I'm
then
frustrated.
I remember I moved to LA and someone's like, what did you say? And I was like, yeah, frustrated. And they're like, I think it's frustrated. And I was like, there we go.
Yes.
It was that one.
Frustrated is a good one. I bet you I'm going to start hearing that. I bet you people
yeah,
say it like that.
So many people do, especially if
And
you're
with the
coming from
Miami
Miami.
accent, you know,
Do it. Do it.
My sister does it really well because my sister still lives there. I lived there for 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah. But my sister lives there now. My parents have lived there for a long time. That was always the plan. When I graduate high school, they're going to Miami.
There are things that I don't understand. I think a lot of Latinos have a hard time sometimes with sarcasm in English, where you just take everything literal and you're like, and they're like, no, I was joking. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think also like when Spanish is your first language, there are different tones that come out, but I realize it when I started analyzing my friends that it's a way of trying to be understood. Like they think that if they say it with a little more that they will be understood better. And it comes off as like, sometimes my friends will be like, damn, Steph. And I'm like, what did I was, oh my God, I was being kind. I wasn't trying.
Calm down. I wish that and maybe one of these days I will, learning Spanish has been a process for me in my late life. My parents, both Spanish speakers, from their respective countries, and they didn't prioritize teaching me Spanish. My sister was taught Spanish. She spent many summers in the DR with my grandmother.
Is she younger or older?
Older.
Okay.
And by the time I got around, I think sort of assimilation, I know assimilation put its roots into them, and it was, I didn't have the grandmother as the babysitter. I had the other person as the babysitter. It just was a little different. Spanish was spoken less at home.
Wow.
The communities around us, which is crazy because we were still always, in Jackson Heights, and, they were still speaking Spanish, but they would let me get away with speaking English.
Yeah.
No shade. And so in my late life, I've been returning to practicing speaking more Spanish, learning more Spanish, specifically with this group, Spanish Sin Pena, which is an amazing org for like people who think they should speak a language that they, that they think they should speak. All that to say, I wish I had this emotional relationship to the language. It's still words for me.
Yeah.
Like it's translation of words. And so when I make art or something and someone wants to talk to me about it in Spanish, I know I don't have the same way I can give it to you in English, where it's born from, where it comes from, that emotional intimacy. And so I hope I can evolve to that beautiful place of using that other language in not just a verbal way, but an emotional way. I love the way you described that.
I'm sure because you're already, you're using it more, so you're making new memories with it that in turn will connect with the emotions.
I remember when I had my first dream in Spanish, and that was like...
Oh my God,
that was
that's
epic.
True.
That was amazing. I've only had one, and I remember it, and I was like, yes.
What did you do?
I just woke up, and I was feeling so happy. It felt like such a win to have a dream in another language.
Yeah.
I bet anyone who's studying a language, if you have like the first dream in another, you're like, I am there. It's in my mind.
I can't wait to
You dream
speak
in what?
Japanese.
You dream in what language?
I dream in both.
You dream in both.
Yeah, I dream in both. I think in both a lot. There are things that I learned in English that are harder for me to do in Spanish, like geography, things like that. But when I get nervous, I lose my English a lot. Or if I have a margarita. But
nervousness and a margarita.
But yeah, I don't know. And it's weird because in auditions, sometimes they'll send us auditions where you have to speak Spanish. Okay, we want this part in Spanish. And in my head, I'm like, oh, this is easy, But it feels comfortable to me. And it's going to sound so fucked up, though, now that I hear it in my head. It feels comfortable to me. Wow. Because I know that most likely I won't be seen because the people behind there that are seeing it don't speak Spanish usually, because usually I have to rewrite everything that is already written in Spanish because it wasn't written right.
It's always terrible.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh my goodness, I can do. I had to do a slate the other day, and they asked to say something in Spanish, and I said, Hola, mi nombre es Stephanie Arcila y no hablo nada de español aunque sea mi primer idioma. Hi, my name is Stephanie Arcila and I speak no Spanish even though it's my first language. So I'm like, let me see if they understand. Let me see if they know, you know? But it's always really cool to be able to speak in my first language, even though most people are like, how? Weren't you born in the U.S.? Weren't you, you know? So there's like a weird identity thing where like the people in Colombia or sometimes will be like, oh, no, but you were born in the U.S. or you're a gringa. And I'm like, but I don't feel like a gringa. You know, nothing about me feels.
And I think that upset my mom. You know, I think what really convinced her is we were at the airport. And every time we were at the airport, arriving and going, they gave her shit about, because the U.S. passport says born in Colombia.
Yeah.
And they would give her shit. And they'd say, why are you giving me this passport? Like they weren't like hiding it. They were like,
still do.
Yeah, they were like, what are you giving me this American passport for? Where's the other one? You know, and she would always have to have the conversation. And I think there was something about, which is very related to, you know, I guess the essence of my work and enoughness. She didn't feel enough in her own home, you know, where she was a child, where she was born and raised, like, and they were treating her like a gringa, you know.
Wow.
Who gave up her place. And maybe enough so that they bullied her in, you know, as soon as she got back to Miami, she got her Colombian passport back.
Yeah.
And now they're, you know.
Yeah, that's so crazy because, like, mine, I have both. I have my Colombian one and my American one. But they know, like, my Colombian one says I was born in the U.S. But if I don't use it, they give me shit about it. If they're like, why aren't you using your Colombian passport? You're Colombian. But then I come here and people are like, no, you're American. The Latinos sometimes will be like, no, you're a gringa, you're American, you're born in the U.S. And I'm like, yeah, but my blood is not.
All right, when you travel overseas, which one do you use?
It depends on where I go.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, like if I go to Colombia, I use my Colombian one.
Oh, yeah.
When I used to go to Venezuela, my family from Colombia, a lot of them went to Venezuela when Colombia wasn't doing well. And before all of this happened, when I used to go, I would use my Colombian one there too.
So if you're going to Paris, what are you going to use?
My American one. My American one. Yes. Wow.
But amazing. What a privilege.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful. I think thanks to my mom, I traveled so much from a young age but it was out of necessity for them. You know, they moved to Miami. My dad got a job and moved to Miami, and all of a sudden my mom's pregnant and they're trying to make ends meet and figure it out. So when I was 5, I had my first solo flight, my first solo trip.
5?
Yeah.
Solo?
I know. She's wild. I know. I think about having a child and I'm like, I don't know if I can put them on a flight at
wild.
5. I know. But it was them sending me off to go see my family in Colombia or Venezuela or Spain, right, for the whole entire summer.
Also, times were way different than, like...
They were.
My dad always tells a story after Hurricane Andrew. We were living in New York. We had family in Miami.
Yeah.
And after Hurricane Andrew, he brought a chainsaw on the plane. He put a chainsaw through the, like, X-ray machine. But he was like, that was normal. Everyone was coming to help in Miami because it was devastated, you know, by the hurricane. And so he had the tool belt, he had the hammer, he had all this stuff that he put through security, and people just put this shit on the plane. And now you can't bring tweezers. Different times. That
is wild. My mom one time brought from Spain a whole leg of jamon serrano.
That's so good.
An entire
not on the plane.
Leg in the luggage.
Good. And those are big.
Yes, it was like this big. She checked
it. That's too funny.
And my dad was like, I don't know you. Just don't pretend you don't know me. I don't know you. Get away from me, Mari. Get away. And she's like, you're not going to know me when I'm slicing this up later either. But it went through.
That is too good.
It's
also, what a great deal. It's way cheaper there.
Yeah.
It's expensive here.
It's crazy. But yeah, my parents would send us off to go see our family. Like, that's why I'm so close with them, to go see our family for the entire summer because then they could work.
Nice.
And I would be taken care of, you know. But yeah.
And that was I think that's the difference, right? Like, my sister went to the DR because it was just like free babysitting.
Yeah.
And they could work, and she could be with family. And then sort of by the time I came along, they were able to afford babysitting. And so it just kind of changed. And I think that's just part of the natural evolution. I don't think I'm an outlier in this game of immigration and assimilation. And all right, as we come to wrap up, you're excited about the unknown. What else are you excited about? And any questions for me?
Yeah. I'm excited about the unknown. I'm in a phase of my life where I'm getting to know myself, and also, like, we're continuously getting to know ourselves, right? But this is a very different Steph, and a very observant of herself Steph. I'm excited to get to know her and love her in the way that she deserves. Yeah. And then just to rebuild community here in LA and, get to socialize more. I've worked for 4 years and very grateful and blessed, but I feel like we sacrifice a lot of our own life when we're working like 14, 16-hour days, and it's hard to like keep up with everyone, and you're in a different country. So coming back and knowing that it's okay to start over. It's okay to meet new people. It's okay to rebuild a different community, and this is a new Steph, and the people who stuck around and know you and love you and know your heart, are still there. And the ones who maybe didn't understand it and were in a different place of their lives, that's okay. You can still love them from afar, But I think that, just getting to know this new version and being able to connect again with my family in this new version of me, with my friends, my new all of it. Yeah.
How do you love yourself the way you deserve? That's the parting take you'll give. How do we love ourselves the way we deserve?
I think you don't cancel on yourself.
Tell me more.
I think it's so easy to show up sometimes for others, or to be like, hey, I can't make it to this, or hey, I can't. We plan so many things and we cancel it for other things, right? Instead of like, we know we have the tools. We know what we got to do. We've read the books. We've, seen our patterns, our own patterns. What are you going to do about it now? Are you going to continue those patterns, or are you going to do the uncomfortable, which is part of loving yourself? So I think it's just leaning into surrendering and doing the uncomfortable, even if I don't feel like getting up, in the morning and working out and meditating. Like, I've just nurturing that side and nurturing, I think, the child of Steph, like, and doing the things I used to do and love when I was a child. I'm about to go fly a kite because I've never flown a kite.
Right now?
Not right now, but that's a good idea.
That's so good. If you were leaving here to go fly a kite, that's what we're going to sell it as. Okay. You're going to love yourself and go fly a kite.
Yes.
Sweet.
I mean, in nurturing that, right, I can show up for what I need, and my mind can be a little more at ease, but also in allowing myself to feel crappy if I do too.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. All of it is okay, and all of it is valid.
Do you want to tell people how can they know more about you, hang out with you, see your socials, anything like that, if you want?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not on social too much because I'm trying to, but my social, if I am on anything, it's like Instagram. It's Steph Arcila. Yeah, and I'm around in LA. Meditating,
flying kites,
doing my thing, hugging trees,
meditating,
and
hugging trees,
and frolicking, and
flying kites. May we all love and fly kites.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
What are you excited about?
Oh, what am I excited about? Let me taking a breath, and it'll come to me. I am excited about effortless bounty. Yeah.
Tell me more.
I have efforted a lot in my life, and I have received some rewards from it, but I have not savored them as much as I could have by simply being present. And so effortless bounty is like there is a bounty here and continuing to come for me in a very effortless way.
Yeah.
And I'm a little addicted to effort, and so this is my work. Effortless bounty, like receive the fruits of my labor and savor them and see how delicious they are and know that more will spring up because I busted my ass. So effortless bounty.
Yeah, that's flow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Where are you going to fly kite? That's our time today, y'all. I loved this episode. I hope you did too. And I cannot wait to be back with you next week. Much love. Peace.